sunken ships in water?
It tends to be where sunken ships are, yes.
Weird.
The ships technically sink if they're on land.
That's why.
Well, you can sink in sand.
Quicksand?
Yeah. It's the land shark.
They could sink in the water and then over time, the water.
Yeah. Reclaim the long game. The lake that wasn't there anymore.
Or the short game if you're in Asia.
Mm-hmm.
Most of Western Asia is just disappearing lakes.
Yep.
Some of Africa as well.
I think it's like Tanganyika. Lake.
There's a lot of lakes that are just disappearing.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's just like...
That will cause any problems eventually.
No.
You can see there's pictures where it's like the ferry dock, which is like here, and then the dry ground down here, where the lake has just receded that much.
Too many peoples.
I'm assuming somebody has a light source. I mean, you glow.
Yeah.
These are obviously
On my light sorting.
they've been underwater for some time.
Sweet, I know. Let's start making our way. I'm gonna start making our way into the.
I'm not gonna search the ship.
We did.
Oh yeah. I meant the sunken one.
Yeah, get down there.
Sunken
Give me the
ship
ring.
and water. Go.
Don't toss the
We had this discussion. The ring of the Jesus allows you to walk on water, not breathe underwater.
Yeah.
And therefore, if you can walk on water, does that mean you can step down into water? Can you use it like stairs? Oh, wait, we said no.
When you put it on, it's like a dolphin.
Why not? You can
But
use
can I
their
step
walk
up
down.
out of the water?
It lets you just. Apparently, you just shoot up
Yeah.
Which is fine, because then I could get out of there real fast.
and get the bends.
If you put it on and you jump off the edge of the ship, you just.
But I'm at a dock, so I don't have to
Yeah.
really worry about the bends.
Well, it's not like you're jumping into 500 feet of water.
Yeah.
You're jumping into, where the docks are, like 20 feet of water.
Then you just
You'll
hop
shoot
to the
up
top
because
like a
you're on
bobber,
purpose.
like
Nope. Nothing down there, guys.
Alright, hey, you want to go do that? You
Sure.
got The ring of the Jesus.
Thanks.
I want it back.
Yep, you'll get it back.
I lost it in the water.
Are you keeping it on? Or are you,
Not right now. I put it in my.
So are you staying fully armored and
Yeah,
going for a
of
swim?
course.
That way you
I
just
gotta get to the
shoot
bottom.
back up.
Shoot it.
How long can you hold your breath for? That's based on Constitution, isn't it?
Yes.
A long time, probably.
You can remain underwater for rounds equal to twice your Constitution score.
32 rounds.
times 6 seconds each round. A minute.
No, that's like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
That's a decent amount of time.
Alright, go.
All right.
Uh,
Can I borrow your sword?
No.
Come on, buddy.
you're gonna get lost down there forever.
No.
just
no.
waits
Alright,
for us to
Chloe's
go.
sword.
Thank you.
all right, so you have a light sword, and you're jumping in with your armor on.
Oh yeah.
All right, so you sink like a rock, and once you're down like 10 feet, you're on the deck of clearly an ancient ship. There's fish that are just like freaking out because this weird thing has just hit, and it's covered in it's clear that this isn't like it sank last week. This isn't even like it sank last year. This is like it's been down here for 100 years.
Barnacles.
And is it
But the ship structure itself is still
pretty solid?
there.
Treasure.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Is there a way below deck, or is it in pieces?
There's a door.
Going for it.
You're gonna
It's gonna take you
water
about
run.
3 or 4 rounds to get over there.
Okay.
And you've been down for a round already, so you're
Alright,
at 5.
So 5. Okay.
You have
Sonic had
36?
human teeth.
Huh?
You have 36?
Yeah. 32.
32. Okay.
So you make your way over to the door.
Yeah. I should ask the druid for water breathing. Probably.
Wait, you get to swim down there.
I mean,
Well, I mean, I wasn't gonna suggest it, but
I
I don't know if it's in his spell
Put the ring
list yet.
back
But
on, shoot up and go, hey, Drew, I need water breathing.
It's true. I have just started. I'll do that.
I don't know if it's in your spell list at this level.
It's one of my 3rd level spells.
Shoots. Water sprays everywhere.
Look like
Does he
steps.
go like flying in the
Yeah, he
air and
basically
then he
becomes
has
a
to
dwarf
land?
torpedo. We thought about putting a helmet on him and like using him to sink ships or stuff like that.
No, that would have been. I like that idea.
No, I'll cast water breathing on you.
Yay! Thanks.
Freaking land.
You want
Alright.
to come down with me too?
Yeah, you just gotta hold on to him.
This would be a shark. It was just a shark.
Turn
Shark.
into
He
a
was just a start.
Actually, I'm gonna
or an octopus.
cast water breathing on you. Walk into the water. Octopus. Bloop.
Octopus.
Yeah,
Or octopi is smart.
just hang on your shoulder.
All right. So you make your way back down to the
Ooh.
door.
I go in.
The door is
water
stuck.
breathing for
The
14
door
hours.
is 14 hours. I'm good.
Yeah, I think you'll be all right.
I'm gonna take the light sword and kind of.
The door is. I mean, it's. You could probably crush it away, or you could just try to muscle your way through it, given the fact that
Yeah, I'll muscle.
it's not.
Break the
There's. It's not like you're dealing with locks here. I'll just put it that way. Locks long since you ain't picking a lock.
Yeah.
However, you could try to just strength your way through it if you'd like.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Oof.
11.
When you hit it, it moves, but it doesn't actually swing.
Mm.
It just
Okay.
kind of you kind of shifted
Bends
it in a little bit.
Oh, I'm gonna hit that again. Oh, God, please don't destroy everything. Okay, good. 6.
It doesn't do anything this time.
Gotta try a little harder.
Gonna just kind of. Oh yeah, there. Yep. 23.
And then you hit it again, and the door just kind of breaks free from its hinges and falls inside.
The whole thing
Side.
collapses on you.
And
No!
floats down.
The light you can see, but not very far. You've turned up a lot of debris and soil inside, so it's not like you can see a long ways.
I should have just
in.
taken a 10. Done it easily.
I'm just kind of chilling on your head right now.
Okay, I'm fine with that. Moving
With
forward.
your extra long tentacles.
You're just
like,
gonna
wrapped
kinda
around
just
his
poke
head
around?
twice.
Yeah.
Whispering octopus
Um,
stuff in his ears.
You know, like.
Take a tentacle and just tickle it inside of his ear with it.
I've seen
There is a
You can't tell you know this is going.
there's a stairwell that leads down, and then ahead of you can see a ruined door and kind of leads to a cabin that once you make your way in there and poke around it's just ruined shit.
Yeah. Hope it's not. It's like
Nothing lower?
You could go down if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll go down.
As you go down at the bottom of this, you find it goes into a hallway with a door on either side, more or less.
I always want to go left, so right.
All right, to the right, there is that door. It opens. It doesn't. It's not even stuck. It's just that crumbly.
Ah.
It just kind of swings open, and while there's nothing, as far as like hammocks and such, it's what you would expect kind of a crew quarters to look like.
Okay.
On the back side of it, you can see another door.
Ooh. Let's go to that door.
All right. The door on the far side is still intact and is also fairly stuck.
Okay. Can I
You
work
can-
at it without knocking the entire door off the hinges?
Search the integrity of
You
the
can
system
you can
around
just
it.
bash the door up if you want.
Yeah, I'll
You're
do
not. You're not, the ship isn't in such poor shape. Like nature has reinforced it to an extent that the whole boat is not going to crumble on you.
I suppose.
Or you just
24.
like,
Oh, you totally burst that door. And on the other side is it's just a cavern. It just goes into darkness because you can't see through the shit.
Hmm. Tavern, huh?
that's the last of the saw robot.
No, it's
It's
it's part of the ship,
Right.
but it's just a very
It opens
open
up.
space.
Yeah.
Cargo hold with all the treasure.
That's what I was thinking.
go octopus.
I suppose there's no holes in it, so I'll just move forward.
As you're moving through there, you can start, you can see old crates and barrels in the hold.
100-year-old rum thing.
Can you just put the ring on it and it'll just go?
I don't think that's how that works.
And then how am I getting them?
It'll
So I
shoot.
hold on to it.
Yeah.
I didn't put the ring on it.
And then you go back down.
Torpedoes through the
Yeah.
roof
Could I
of
read
the
anything
ship.
on them? Like I scream at the barrels.
Anything that would have been written on them has long since disappeared.
Doesn't feel like there's anything in.
That, if there is, I mean, there's water in them.
Well, no.
True.
None of them are floating up near the ceiling.
Okay. I was just wondering if there's like metal kind of clinking. Just
No, nothing like that.
Probably spoiled provisions.
I'll move back further. See if there's anything back towards the back.
More. You continue to find, barrels and crates.
Okay. No chests. No.
Nothing that appears to be a chest.
All right. Guess I'll go back to that other door.
Roll a spot.
Oh, great. Yay. Yep.
Your octopus.
C-Mac's gonna whisper octopus things in your ear.
Put a sucker on your
27.
Octopus Man on the far end of the ship. You can tell that the wall just doesn't look like the rest of the ship. It hasn't aged the same in the water on the back end of the hold.
We're like one tentacle, slap. I'm gonna swim over to there.
Okay. Heading over that way.
All right.
It's a wizard one.
What is it? Where the fuck did you come from?
when you get there, the wall is all worn, and then there's just the one panel that was obviously better protected. It was better weathered.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That isn't rotting away
Hmm.
in the middle of it.
That looks weird. Guess I'm gonna try and.
As soon as you touch it, it'll just kind of fall in and reveals a room beyond.
Ooh.
Meanwhile,
go.
we're up top, just
We're just chilling. Like, how long can we
Lay
go
on
on
the
the breath?
beach.
Make like a
I'm on
fire.
vacation.
Send my little
Um,
fucking-
I'm gonna go
Inside the
hunt
room,
Is
there
there
are
anything in
2
a
chests.
barn?
Ooh.
To hunt?
There's woods around us.
Oh, is there?
I don't want to die.
If only I could talk in
I assume we're.
animal form, just
No, yeah.
finders keepers.
squirt some ink out.
Try and write with it on the wall.
I'm gonna take the sword and try to poke at one of them.
Smears it.
Although the chests, they have some barnacle growth and stuff on them,
Mm-hmm.
it hits very solid.
Okay.
They're obviously, they didn't age as
Grab 'em.
extremely as the other things within the ship have.
Okay. I just didn't want to get attacked by it.
Yeah.
Mimic dead.
Mimic in the water!
Feels like he gets attacked by a mimic, you just see an octopus come flying out of the water, just
And a jet of black streaming behind
Oh man.
This comedian's top response to the Sonic the Hedgehog trailer. I'd like to formally announce that I'm no longer a furry.
Can I pick him up?
You can say he's furious.
One of them weighs about 25 pounds. The other one is pretty heavy. It weighs like 87-ish pounds.
Okay. I'm gonna stack them. Carry him out to that turn off where there was 2 doors.
Yep.
I'm gonna go in the other door.
The other door opens fine. It opens pretty easily.
Okay.
And if you were a guessing man, you'd guess that a captain's quarters of some
Perfect.
sort. It has the built-in bed, like the frame is still there. The wooden frame of it is still there.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, the wood on the hull is cracked here, and it's obvious that animal life has been in and out of this particular section pretty heavily.
We'll look around and see if there's key maybe for one of the chests. See if there's something in one of the cubby holes. Or...
Given the fact that you have as much time as you pretty much want,
Mhm.
you rifle around in the room for quite some time and find nothing really. I mean, everything is crumbly and garbage. There's nothing really worthwhile.
Okay.
Is there Mountain Dew over there?
There is behind C-Mac.
Okay. I mean, them all.
Pass them this way. I will eat them. I will eat them all.
I was well on my way there.
Roll it. Shake it up. Roll it.
Fire in the hole.
Precious ranch dust.
Alright. Since I couldn't find anything,
Nothing useful, no.
Right up your nose. Baby bubble.
this was the only entrance into the ship.
Yes.
Alright.
Every,
I'll,
every fast-
Everything else is long since decayed.
So are
And
you, why are you limping?
I'll make some sort of sign. Be like,
Crushed that bag of
did you see
Doritos
anything else towards you? Just like,
and snorted the dust of my
I know you
buffalo.
can't talk, but because I'm like fucking blind. I don't know.
Your flavor
You
intensive.
can't see me.
All right, I'll see the. I'll take the thing. I'll go to the top, shoot a sword.
When I burp, I taste it. I don't know how that works.
Take the ring, kind of just try to drop it on my hand while I'm holding my chest.
Oh god.
Drop, gone.
No!
Or you could have the octopus put it on
Where you
there.
so you guys get to watch a robot rocket surface
Robot rocket.
holding two chests like this.
Octopus on his head.
And an octopus on his head.
Look what I found, guys! Want something?
Was it a rough landing? Did
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to roll in acrobatics to
Sure, why not? Let's see.
He's
Tumble?
fine.
Dex based.
He doesn't even fall over.
You launch the chest.
He lands like a
crack him over the
superhero.
surface.
With
We
the
have a dock.
knee bent.
Were you by the dock when you went overboard, or you just walk into the like, land?
I just jumped out.
Alright, I'm gonna leave over the dock and try and grab the chest from you. Look what I found!
No!
Haul you up on the dock.
So eventually you take the time, get the chest up, get Captain Wet out of the water. I don't know if the octopus man is staying in the water, but
No, I'm shifting back to.
Oh, you're still on my head?
Other. Yeah.
Well, you breathe out of the water for a while. You'll be okay.
you hand the chest away and he shifts and just like, oh God.
Are you a human?
Yeah.
Okay.
Get off me.
Wait, when you shift back, do you keep your clothing?
Mhm.
Yep. Okay.
Everything is more naked.
Guess what?
No!
Oh, it's in my ear.
Not again!
Surprise!
Everything that's part of the druid is considered part of the shiftable.
Okay.
Or on the druid, I guess.
Well, yes.
Alright, let's open these up.
So
I couldn't find
good.
any
So
keys
these
down there
items in
or
the
anything,
phone
so
because it
here's your sword.
Thank you.
Wearing a ring
Here's your
is
ring.
part of the bear. Huh?
Here's your ring.
Thank you. We're prying these puppies open. They're locked.
Kevin's sword.
They're
They're
locked.
locked.
Alright.
I couldn't find the key, so.
Instead of Kevin giving Kevin's sword back, he just lost it. Okay. Everyone goes over.
I don't hate Kevin.
Fuck this guy in particular.
I hate his lion, but I don't hate
So I
him.
fail the first time. Can I just take the time to do it?
You can all take 10 or take 20 as long as you guys are willing to spend the time doing so.
Oh, well, he's doing that and
I'll
Phil's
take
fucking
20.
around. I'm gonna go start like watching the woods or stuff like that.
Make like a fire or something?
I did.
You made a fire?
I mentioned that I was gonna make a fire,
I'm gonna go check out the waterfall.
and then he was talking about how he was gonna hunt in the woods.
I want to know what we got. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll roll.
It's a very impressive waterfall where
I did it
more or less you're on the beach and the city kind of goes up and the terrain
My feeble
grows
attempts
to the
at fire
towards the
make it in
mountains.
real life.
So it's just cliffs and there's just a river and it's where it empties into the.
Okay.
It's a very impressive.
So the cliff, like the beach is in like a bowl, like kind of like a bowl kind of area. Like, or does that like open up into like?
All of your answers will be, or all your questions will be answered soon as far as how it's set up.
Okay.
Very soon.
We get like the crazy old guy on the beach. Ah, I've been here for years.
You see, see a
So
lobster just grow up. And like,
you guys are kind of watching.
Yeah.
You know, the sun is beginning to set. It's starting to get a little bit darker out. And Mark gets the first chest open.
Ooh. What's in
What's in
it?
it?
Nothing.
Unlock again.
Dead
I'm
bodies.
just kidding. No.
Bones
Um,
of dead people.
Okay, then I move on to the next chest. When
Swim.
cleric opens it and takes like rifles through it.
The chest is filled mostly with coins, and there's a handful of gems in there as well.
Sweet treasure.
Gems?
I'm gonna detect magic on that.
There's nothing magical.
Okay. Just checking.
Ross, are you ready with your loot list?
Yeah.
Also of note, the mintage, while not as clearly ancient as the other mintage of the coins, is definitely old mintage.
Old,
150 platinum pieces.
Hold on a second.
Old.
Old.
Not as old as the last
Old
place we
sunken
went,
ship.
but old.
Yeah.
It's not
Unknown.
an unknown.
It's not
Pre-
Kingdom Under
pre-
the Sand old.
It's not
150 platinum?
cataclysm
Okay.
events. 150 platinum. 393 electrum.
That was like it's like a fancier version.
Okay. No.
912 gold. It's a mix of gold and platinum.
Yeah.
Less valuable than
912 gold.
Platinum.
Okay.
2078 silver.
Platinum old.
this is the heavy chest.
This was the heavy chest.
Makes sense.
78 silver.
2,612 copper.
100
Stuff that in now.
Not 20,000.
Copper.
Copper.
Don't need that.
Okay.
In aquamarine.
Okay.
A carnelian.
Okay.
A fire opal.
Okay.
And an Iot light.
Iot, spell it.
IOTLITE. And you can put DM3 by all of this.
I'll just put, I have them separated. So mintage, old hand, D. Enter. Right. DM3.
Run DM3.
CMAC, the second chest. Or CMAC, sorry, CMAC. Mark, the second chest takes you a little bit less time. You get luckier a little bit quicker.
Okay.
And you pop it open.
What's inside?
And inside it's filled with just like crumbles of wet, soppy paper.
Aw.
Can I identify the language on the paper?
Language, I mean, if you're just gonna grab a scrap and look at it,
Sure.
it's in common. Likely, it's nothing that you can directly read. There's not large enough chunks, and it's kind of faded with time.
Okay.
Is it
Is it wet?
There's 9 of us
So it's
total.
very wet.
Okay.
There's 9 of us total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, no,
Mark
you.
has 2 people.
Mark has 2 people, but you only have 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's 9 total. Okay. Everybody gets.
Divide it up when you're done with this whole.
Yeah, just so that we
Okay.
take it, so we don't have to lump it together and leave it.
In the very bottom
Stomach
is
herpes.
a ring sitting down in the bottom of it.
Wake up to some
Okay.
random poor.
What detect magic on that?
The ring also glows with magic.
Put
Okay.
it on. What's it do?
Yeah.
Yeah, put it on.
Give it to me. I'll put it on.
No. Let him put it on.
Yeah, let him put it
I
on.
want to see this. Hey, do it.
I will put it in my pocket.
I can identify it
I'll
too.
put it on.
And actually, is anyone still there? Did everybody else help?
No,
go
we're
through
not
stuff?
friggin'
We're
waiting.
there. We're waiting for you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as soon
wait-
as you
wait
open
for
the
like
chest, I was just
4
like
hours.
knocking
Yeah.
you out of the way.
Just give me the ring. I can identify it.
Okay.
So identify the ring.
You're gonna use identify on the ring.
Yeah,
Are you sure you want to use?
I have 7 of the gems.
Yeah, I'm just.
All right, well fine.
I mean, if you want to, you're more than welcome to. I'm not
I'm
saying
gonna
you
take
need
the
to.
DM hit and say I'm not gonna identify that.
Okay,
I'm
hold
just-
on to it.
I'm just saying that it's. You should probably wait for a little bit until you start getting a collection, and then pick and choose what you want to identify.
We'll do that.
Given the fact that
That's
you
a good
got
point.
limited.
Yeah.
Mark can just put it on and see what it does.
And then what we don't identify, we can use and see what it is.
So that means that we should let Mark
Curse
use this
your
ring.
Yeah.
Some fireball on yourself.
See, this is what I was trying
Whole
to
party
find
dead.
out. I was hoping it was cursed.
was there anything else in that-
The funny thing
That
about that is
below the paper.
ring on
Okay.
fireball self on a road.
Is the
you can
paper
still
something that
evade
if I
it.
let it dry out, you can read it, or is it
It's.
too far gone?
I mean, you could potentially read parts and pieces of it, but nothing that would be worthwhile.
Okay.
I mean, you're putting together 500 puzzles, 500 piece puzzles that all the pieces have been mixed together and run through a washing machine.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Push
just done
it
with
back
that.
in.
If we did anything with that, it would be worthwhile maybe to send it to the Telkis, but even then, I'm not looking at chest around.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna close the chest and just
Push it back in.
leave it.
Just let it sit there. Kind of pour the water out.
Take a piece. And
Bring
I
it back
look
to
at a
Jordan.
guy.
Here's something to do while we're busy.
There you go.
Flop it at you, and you're like, here you go. You get some loot too. I'm just kidding.
I can't carry it.
No, I take like a piece of wet paper.
Yeah, I can't carry that.
It's too much weight.
It is.
He's at maximum.
Just come off as a complete asshole to you, and it's fine. I'm just kidding.
So that's where you guys are at right as of this moment.
He checked out the waterfall, said it was cool.
It was pretty.
I was just sitting on the beach waiting for you guys.
I'm sipping my
Like on
time.
a vacation.
I think I took a nap.
Oh, we know. Okay.
Let's go into the city.
Margarita, there you go. I don't know.
Wasting away in Margaritaville. Anyways.
You're gonna make your way into the city.
Are we walking fast?
As you enter the city, you can see, the rooms, all the buildings are pretty much crumbled. They're covered in a black mold and moss kind of on them. Very reminiscent of the forest south of House Veldaria.
I don't trust this mold.
He's
I
gonna
poke it with my
make me a
sword.
sandwich.
Is
That
this like
doesn't
the new
respond.
Resident
I
Evil?
poke it with my sun rod.
If we eat a slug, does that turn us?
And as you come to the first corner, you can see,
Gotta see things.
ahead, like a couple blocks over, a building that appears, it's still standing kind of tall and true. It still has windows,
It's a moldy.
and the walls are still standing. And through the windows, you can see light.
Rogue,
Go to it.
sneak up there.
I'll just walk up there and knock on the door.
What if a vampire?
All right,
comes in-
guys
I
walking
guess I'm
towards it.
following Guy.
Guy, as you approach through the windows, you can see people singing, dancing,
That's not
Drinking.
weird at all.
children playing.
Yep.
It's
don't go
clearly
in
a
there.
tavern.
Don't go in there.
Hey,
I detect evil.
let's hold on.
Detect evil at this
Let's hold on.
Wait, he's
no
going
evil.
up there.
I went with them. I said I
Don't
went
go
with
in
them.
there.
I'm like,
Okay.
no, hold on.
He's with me.
Hold
It's a
on.
goddamn succubus.
Doesn't need to be
And
evil in there.
As
Be
you
an
guys
illusion.
get closer to it, you can hear the murmur of people inside and chatter. You can't make out the actual talk, but
Oh,
it's
boy.
clear that there's people talking inside of it.
Bang on the door.
Is it a door or is it like a tavern like
It's got a door on
This
it.
isn't the old west.
Let's go.
Get your spurs on.
I'm just gonna open the door.
Ah,
We don't take kindly to your time around.
I'm a weary traveler.
Gorilla.
as you open the door,
Roll a fort save.
For both of us.
everybody would be able to see this. That's still outside, but the light disappears. The scene inside disappears. Instead, inside, there's just one lone figure standing by the bar.
Oh,
Your
God.
worst nightmare.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm
He wears white robes and roll an intelligence check.
Is it just robot in there or guy? Guy's
Just
in there?
guy.
Oh, good.
I was next.
He's behind him, but
I guess behind him now since he's opening the door.
yeah, 20.
you note the robes are inscribed with markings that would be the symbols of Pelor. He's facing away from you
Not evil,
towards the
okay.
bar, and is unmoving.
This is more my territory.
Hey,
You
Does
barge.
he know I'm there?
Go. Wait.
Obviously.
Take me.
Don't know.
Okay.
I know you're there. I watched you walk in there.
Well, I'm gonna stand there. I'm kind of like side eyeing. I'm just kind of. But I'm gonna do it like this, like.
I crouch as I'm going. I'm crawling.
How
I'm
would
crawling.
Jorgen will just sitting outside watching this? Like,
My
I'll
robe,
go up there.
All right,
I'll enter.
all right, Kevin, you're in the building.
My paladin holy aura is
We're gonna have a one-on-one time with
Is
your god.
glowing.
radiating around me.
Prepare God boner. Here it comes.
Yep.
I'm just standing there,
Rage.
kind of in the doorway, but enough in the room to where if something happens, I'm right there with him.
Do I see if there's a back
Does
entrance?
this guy look familiar? Do I recognize
You
him?
don't recognize him. All you could see is his back.
It's a muscly.
Are you sure you don't recognize him?
Does he look tense?
You're starting to travel around the building to see if there's.
I'm gonna come and walk up, stand in the doorway with Guy.
I noticed you're wearing a robe of Pelor.
I've come from the
Can I
heavens.
help?
To
What's
adjust
take
your-
you
So
to
you're
that robe of
standing,
Pelor
just
on the
inside the
floor?
building. Interestingly enough, well, when you're inside the building, the structure inside as well is.
Joke tonight right there.
The building
That's a
appears
good one.
very sound. There's tables. They're empty, but there's tables. There's a bar. There's a fireplace. No fire in it, but
Ask him why the illusion, old man.
No, this comes off as disrespectful if it's a
I don't-
god.
I don't know if it's an illusion.
Maybe we see what we want to see as we're walking up to the building.
I would
Why
have
would
seen
you wanna
something
see
far
Pelor?
different.
No, not when we go in. When we're walking up.
But why would you want? Oh, okay.
We all saw the same thing.
Did we? Yeah, I was the only one that walked up there. You guys were just behind me.
But we all saw the lights and everything and heard the sounds.
We did, yeah.
everybody saw the same thing through the windows.
You wouldn't want to see if that was the case. You wouldn't want to see Jargon.
Drunk dwarven orgy going on in there.
Pretty much.
Which one are the women? Which one are the men?
Doesn't
No
matter.
one
Dibs
cares.
on everyone!
They're all men.
Fooled you!
Jargon was gay.
Penises all around.
Tangy.
And this is why he stays with Paladin.
So you're standing inside the bar.
He's the catcher.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Quite
holy,
angry
I'm gonna
posting.
holy
It's
aura,
not
like just like present my full paladin.
Call-
Like I can't
So
actually
that was-
activate
Right.
it or anything.
Right.
Riddle would be a
But you're going to try to be very
How much will
I'm gonna
it
be
paladinly.
yeah.
This one's just.
Reach
Hail,
out his
follower
face,
of Pelor.
And maggots are running out of it.
He doesn't respond.
Not at all. No movement.
No movement.
Like not even like there's wind or anything. Is there any wind in the building?
No. The building is actually incredibly still.
I stage whisper. Touch him!
I'm gonna sit next to him.
He just walked
Okay,
Just walk up there.
guy,
and sit
as
down.
you approach him because he's standing by the bar, you get about 10 feet away, and he turns around, and he's not an old man, but he's an older man, and he begins to speak. Glory be to Pelor, he sent us saviors, but alas, you are likely both a blessing and a curse. Before you speak, I must inform you that even your presence here weakens the wards that preserve the peace I hold over this tavern. I also can offer little aid, as I am bound here to maintain these wards. First, what I ask of you, then what I can offer. My people and I are bound here by a foul magic. We were not the pirates the stories tell. We were simple folk, surviving on what little we could get. But then one day the shadow fell upon the city, and its forces flooded in.
Fire Nation.
We fled in all directions, attempting to escape its wrath, but all failed. We each were struck down by one of those foul black arrows, and he motions towards the bar, and fell to both its poison and its magic. The arrows not only killed us, but imprisoned us here, for whatever foul purpose it may have had. I was the keeper, and as such, I was spared the initial siege, watching the harbor from my post. But Pelor spoke to me, and I rushed to the city, only to find death and destruction all around. It was only a matter of time before I was discovered, and I used my magics to ensure that whatever evil plans were to become of the fallen could not, making this structure a sanctuary for the spirits. The shadow tried and tried to break the wards I built, but by the glory of Pelor, it only ended in failure, and so time passed. In this form I cannot tell if it was 5 days or 500 years, but none came, until recently. But this is what I can offer. I have yet to tell you of what I need. What I ask is that you remove the cursed arrows from the fallen. 30 folk were struck by them throughout the island. Their spirits reside here. If you go forth and find these fallen and remove the arrows, they will be free to move on and meet Pelor and once again find peace. Seek me out here as you free them, as I do offer rewards for freeing them, although what they are will remain to be seen. And to what I offer in addition. First, you are welcome to remain here for the night. I assure you, you will be safe, and you will have a peaceful rest. But once you wake, you must go. Your presence weakens the wards, as I have said, and I am drained as it is. I suggest that you make for the Lone Watch, as it was my sanctuary, and likely remains unaffected by this plague. Here is a map that will help guide you. And he hands you a tangible map.
What was the place?
Oh wait,
again?
that's not the right map. That's the map of the island.
What was the name of the place against this old sanctuary?
The Lone Watch.
Show him
Finally,
that ring we found. See what-
I offer you information to keep you safe while on the island. The wastes to the west contain the Shadow and his horde. They thrive in the darkness the mountain casts upon the island, and are likely more powerful now than ever before. Secondly, others have come before you. One host came, and the blight followed. The elements themselves seem to be bent to these outlanders' wills. They are likely not friends, and you should watch all creatures on the island for the control of these evil ones. Secondly are the ones that came after, only recently. The leader had an aura of magic about him, and his horde was definitely both well-trained and dangerous. Their ship still sits in the harbor, in fact, which I imagine you have noticed.
Very wonderful.
Now I must get back to maintaining the wards. Rest now, and I look forward to your return when you have freed my people.
Hey,
As he speaks the last words, he disappears.
Damn it.
Thank
He
you.
doesn't want to talk to you.
However, those of you that are in the room,
Mm-hmm.
warmth floods the room. There's a definite peacefulness that you would find in your sanctuaries with Heronius.
You get warm in the pee-pee.
I popped my head in. Hey y'all, what happened?
Nothing. It's nice in here. Come on in.
I'm still bumbling around behind the place. Getting some, like, moldy bramble.
You eventually make your way around and find a door that led in from like the stable. Formerly, that comes in kind of
Okay.
behind the bar.
Alright, we'll try to
Can I see the map?
stealthily open it. Hey, would that be move silently?
Your way
Sure.
there,
Okay.
which I'm assuming we're here.
No, we're here.
So,
Did we go?
We went to the docks.
33?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
30.
double
So
the mall
you
we went through.
stealthily open the door
Through the
and
docks.
spy everyone standing in the center of the room.
oh, hey guys. Okay, come in.
Bad news. It was an illusion. Good news. It's safe.
What do they want?
Spoilers.
Wait, tell me every detail. Just kidding.
I tell you.
I need to know everything.
We need to make our way to the Lone Watch.
We can stay here for the night.
It's like
safe.
right next to when we came in through the Devil's Maw.
Pretty sure it's
So we gotta go up around.
Yeah.
So there's 3 sets here, 3 sets of people.
I'm gonna pass the map.
Uh,
around.
there's the
Show them.
curse to the west. There's the others that came midway, I guess would be the best way to say it. They brought the blight and bad elements to the will, and then there's a second set leader who has an aura of magic. And that was all we got.
I'm gonna tell everyone about the 30 arrows or the 30 fallen that we have to remove
We're
arrows
here.
from.
Can we touch these arrows?
I'm
So we
assuming so.
gotta-
He told us to pull them out.
They're
So
cursed.
So we gotta
Don't
do
know.
that and then go south of the
If they're
scar.
cursed, I
or
wouldn't
north.
touch them.
Since I
Different
guess that's a
word.
giant
Yeah.
chasm.
Just
But
to
we
touch
should
that
shirt-
will
lasso
be
them.
magical, obviously, not
That's
that.
true.
Tie
If
them
you
to
fly
Jordan
there,
all
'cause
right.
I'm pretty sure it's up the mountain.
It's a WoW quest.
It's just additional if you guys find it while you're going.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
have
This is this whole like I said, this envelope here that's full of maps is all shit you can do on the island, and I'm not done yet.
Nice.
Yeah, we're in a WoW questing zone.
I've seen this.
Okay.
We've hit the hub. It's the
So
quest
he had
hub.
an exclamation point on his head.
Yes, he did.
Only we would have saw that.
And then when you open his dialogue, he had 3 question mark points in there. You gotta click each one and hit accept.
What's your response? Fuck you, old man, and the horse you rode in on. I'm out.
If this was my MMO, that would be a response. Like, your charisma's 6? Your response, your choice is fuck off, fuck you, fuck you. 3 choices.
Fuck yeah.
Angry tough volcano.
You guys decide what we're doing. Or
Choice
Sarah's
1,
night.
fuck
Sleeping.
you. Choice you,
Sleeping,
fuck
yeah.
off. Choice 3, punch him in the face.
You guys, you know,
Oh, we
if
have
you're
to-
staying here,
We have to leave right away when we wake up.
you find the night to be incredibly refreshing.
Do we get extra spells?
Times 4 spells.
Plus 10 to hit and damage.
Plus 1 to
If
hit.
that's the case, to the waist!
Straight to the big bad.
Said there's just a big bad here.
Is
At
it?
least 4 big bads here.
What's the weather like?
Shitty.
Weather
Not right now.
is
Frightful.
I mean,
Right.
In the game world,
yeah.
okay, well, we'll wait till Ross gets back for you guys to decide. But when you wake, the sun is shining, and where you're at, you're definitely, you're not in the shadows of the mountains. But it's very evident that you're in a bowl of mountains, and along the edges, as the sun travels, they stay very, they're casting a shadow across the land.
Is it cold?
To the keeper's.
No, it's
Okay.
it's
I've
temperate.
got a dire wolf cloak, so just wondering if I need to wear it.
It's, I mean, you guys are approaching, it's approaching fall. It's probably early fall, but it's not cold.
Okay.
It's very, very temperate where you're at.
I just got
Yeah.
a cloak. I need to know if I gotta wear it or not.
This is like Ireland. Doesn't really get super cold, but
Calm
I've
down,
never
Lily.
been to Ireland.
Hey, calm
I'm
down,
not
Lily.
fucking
I've,
geologist,
I've
babe.
never been to Ireland either, and I know.
I'm a geologist.
I'm not even
I
a
don't study islands
meteorologist.
with your islandology.
I'm not a meteorologist. How am I supposed to know?
12 to 15 miles to the Lone Watch.
You're 12 to
The
15
actual
miles.
quote from Riley. I don't think you ever worked with Riley.
No, this
I'm
was
not a
another
meteor.
person.
I'm not a meteorologist. I don't study meteors. What?
I think I remember someone saying that.
Somebody while we were there that
Yeah,
I'm not a
like
meteorologist.
It was like Kayla or something.
How am I supposed to know what the weather's supposed to be like? I'm not a meteorologist. What?